The mansion shimmered in golden light as the sun dipped low. Inside, the staff moved quietly, like clockwork, maintaining order in the vast estate. But that evening, an angry voice shattered the calm. "Why were you snooping in my fridge, Maria?" thundered Edward Langston, the 39-year-old tech billionaire. Maria, a quiet woman in her mid-50s, stood trembling in her uniform. Her hands were still damp from cleaning the marble kitchen counters. "Sir, I was just what?" he snapped, eyes blazing. "I pay you to clean, not to steal food." Tears welled in Maria's eyes, but she held her head low. She didn't speak. "You're fired," Edward growled. "Security will escort you out. Now." 2 days later, Edward's assistant, Caleb, entered his office carrying a small, sealed envelope. "Sir," he said cautiously, "Maria left this behind in the laundry room." Edward snatched it absent-mindedly. "Probably a bill she wants me to pay," he muttered and tossed it aside. But something about the envelope tugged at him. It was handwritten, neat, and slightly worn at the edges. That night, unable to sleep, Edward picked up the envelope and opened it. Inside was a letter. No complaint, no request for money, just a heartfelt explanation. "Dear Mr. Langston, I am sorry if I overstepped. I opened the fridge not for myself, but to check if the milk was still good enough to take a small bottle home. Not to steal, sir, but for my grandson. He hasn't eaten properly in days. My daughter passed last winter, and I'm all he has now. I didn't want to ask. I was ashamed. Please forgive me, Maria." Edward sat frozen, the letter trembling in his hand. The next morning, Edward drove himself, no chauffeur, no security, to an old, crumbling neighborhood on the south side of the city. It took him nearly 2 hours to find the building. He wasn't used to places without automatic gates or elevators. He climbed the narrow staircase and knocked on a peeling wooden door. It opened slowly, revealing a thin, pale boy with deep brown eyes and a runny nose. The child stared up silently. "Is Maria here?" Edward asked. The boy hesitated. "Grandma's sleeping. She's tired from crying." Edward's throat tightened. "Do you want something to eat?" The boy nodded. "We have crackers. Grandma said maybe we'll have milk today if she gets another job." Edward knelt down, his eyes already misting. "No, kiddo, you'll have milk today, and so much more." 1 week later, the media was buzzing. Billionaire rehires fired maid, then buys her a house. At a press conference, Edward faced the cameras, eyes sincere. "I judged someone without knowing their story. That was my failure." Behind him stood Maria, overwhelmed, holding her grandson's hand, wearing a new dress and tearful smile. Edward turned to her. "Maria, I hope you'll forgive me. And I hope you'll accept this home I've gifted to you. You served my home for years, it's time someone served yours." Maria broke into sobs and hugged him in front of the world. As flashbulbs exploded and journalists scribbled, the once arrogant billionaire had tears streaming down his face, for the maid he fired and the humanity he nearly lost.